Leo, welcome back to the channel. If you're interviewing for a senior infrastructure as code, IaC developer, or IaC lead position, this video is part 2 of our series, and we're going deep into the strategic, leadership, and architecture side of the job. We'll tackle real-world interview questions based on recent job descriptions from top-tier organizations, covering collaboration with security teams, mentoring others in Terraform and Ansible, and aligning your code with big-picture enterprise goals. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with a crystal clear understanding of what hiring managers are really looking for and how to answer with confidence. So let's get started. Question: how do you lead and mentor an IaC development team? Answer: I lead with clarity and consistency. I define reusable Terraform module libraries, enforce Git workflows, and promote peer reviews to uplift code quality. I also host bi-weekly workshops to teach Ansible and Terraform fundamentals, encouraging junior engineers to shadow me during deployments to learn by doing. Question: how do you ensure alignment between infrastructure code and business strategy? Answer: I regularly meet with enterprise architects and business leads to understand project roadmaps. From there, I shape IaC templates to be flexible and scalable. For example, I created parameterized Terraform modules that allowed rapid deployment of app environments across multiple business units, all compliant with our cloud governance standards. Question: tell us how you've worked with security and compliance teams to implement DevSecOps. Answer: in one engagement, I partnered with security to embed Sentinel policies into Terraform pipelines. I also integrated TFSec scans into GitHub Actions and implemented role-based access control, RBAC, for sensitive Ansible playbooks. This reduced audit issues and gave us a compliance by design workflow. Amos Basa. Question: how do you evaluate new tools or technologies for adoption? Answer: I use a balanced scorecard approach, considering maturity, security posture, supportability, and integration fit. Recently, I led a POC to evaluate Pulumi versus Terraform for a hybrid cloud environment. After stakeholder demos and scoring, we stayed with Terraform, but adopted CDK for specific Python-driven use cases. Question: describe a time you contributed to an IT investment roadmap. Answer: I helped design a roadmap for self-service infrastructure in Azure. We assessed manual pain points, proposed automation phases using Terraform and Jenkins, and forecasted time and cost savings. This led to executive buy-in and phased funding approval for DevOps modernization. Question: what's your approach to communicating IaC strategy to non-technical stakeholders? Answer: I translate technical terms into business value, showing how reusable IaC reduces time to market and minimizes human error. I use simple visuals, timelines, and cost-benefit projections. For example, I once explained Terraform as smart blueprints that help deploy apps 3x faster, which resonated well with our PMO and business execs. Question: what best practices do you enforce on your IaC projects? Answer: I insist on code reusability, DRI, clear naming conventions, secrets handling via vaults or key vault, and automated testing of infrastructure code via Terraform Validate, tflint, and checkoff. We never Terraform apply from a laptop. Everything goes through CI/CD pipelines with manual approvals for prod. Question: how do you approach building reusable Terraform modules for enterprise use? Answer: I start by identifying common infrastructure patterns, such as VMs, networking, or identity configurations. Each module is designed with input and output variables, validations, and defaults for safe reuse. I document usage examples in Markdown files and version them using semantic tags. This enables teams to onboard faster and reduces misconfiguration risks. Question: how do you balance innovation with governance in a large enterprise environment? Answer: I use a guardrails over gates philosophy. I support innovation through sandbox environments and approved IaC templates, but I embed controls via policy as code tools like Sentinel or Open Policy Agent. This ensures teams can move fast while still operating within compliance boundaries. Question: how do you measure success in an IaC implementation project? Answer: I define KPIs such as provisioning time reduction, error rate in deployments, rollback frequency, and time to onboard for new teams. In one project, we reduced manual provisioning from 4 hours to 20 minutes and improved deployment reliability by 90%, which were clear success metrics shared with leadership. Question: how do you collaborate with enterprise architects to ensure architectural alignment? Answer: I review reference architectures and architecture decision records, ADRs, regularly. When implementing Terraform solutions, I map infrastructure components to business capabilities and consult with architects on things like naming standards, zone definitions, and resiliency strategies. This ensures the IaC aligns with the broader digital strategy. Question: how do you keep your team and yourself updated on IaC and DevOps trends? Answer: I encourage continuous learning through internal brown bag sessions, platform-specific certifications like Azure Terraform Associate, and industry events. I personally follow GitHub repos for popular tools, read changelogs, and contribute to internal tooling to stay hands-on. I also push for scheduled innovation sprints where the team tests new tools. And that's your playbook for the leadership and strategy side of a senior IaC developer interview. If you're aiming to lead high-impact automation projects with Terraform, Azure, and DevSecOps, these questions will definitely come your way. If this helped, give the video a like, subscribe for more, and check out part 1 of this series if you haven't already. It covers the deep technical Q&A side. Until next time, go lead with code.